Well, hello, boys and girls. How are you? Hope you're all doing okay. I'm going to tell you another story today, and today I'm going to tell you a story about a little boy called Tom. Now, Tom was a crippled person, which meant that he couldn't walk, and well, he could walk, but not very well. And as he got older, it was getting worse and he had to live with his granny because whenever he was young, his mum and dad had died, and that was sad. But he had to live with this old relative, and because he couldn't walk, she lived in one of these high apartments or flats in London, and because of all the stairs, he couldn't get up and down. So Tom had to stay in his bedroom all the time. And you see, Tom um, was in his bed all the time. And you know, the old woman wasn't very nice to him and all of that. But he was just having to look outside to see what was happening and all of that. And his mummy, before she had died, had taught Tom to read and to write about Jesus. And you know, one day, whenever he was lying in this bed by himself, he was thinking about the Bible and he thought about God, and he was thinking, I would love to have a Bible of his own. So, gathering up enough courage, he asked his granny about it. And his only encouragement in that direction was a laugh. So whenever he said, Granny, can I have a Bible? She laughed. Bibles weren't in her thinking, or she just thought, what does a boy like Tom want a Bible for? So he dropped the matter for a wee while, but he kept thinking about it. But then one day he heard the stairs creaking as he was lying in his bed, and a boy called Jack was coming up, and he was the only friend that Tom had in the world. Hello, hello, he said. I'm off tomorrow. I'm leaving to go to the north. Oh, have you come to say goodbye, Tom? He cried, all excited, seating himself on his bed. But he said, I have a present for you. And he took from his pocket something wrapped in brown paper. And Tom got onto his elbows to sit up, and it was a bright, new, shining shilling. Now, you boys and girls wouldn't know what a shilling was, but it was an old coin. It was the coin that they had in those days, and it was a coin. So Tom thought, oh, I can get something with this money now. And do you guess what he got? I want a Bible, he told his friend. A Bible? Well, I never. Who ever heard of a poor boy spending all that money on a Bible when I had to save for months and months to save it in coppers? Don't be angry, Jack, said Tom. You're going away and I shall be lonelier than ever, and oh, I do want a Bible. Please get it, Jack. Now, this very evening, before the shop closes. Right. So he found out where there was a mission hall, and I sometimes used to go to it, and they told me about Jesus. Let that be your gift to me before you leave, and it'll make me so glad. Very well, said Jack. I'll go, but I know nothing about Bible buying. So Jack was very unsure what he was doing, but he went anyway, and he looked and he found a Bible. Well, whenever Tom received his Bible, he was so happy. Oh, he was so happy that he got this Bible. The boys never met again, but Tom was glad that he had his Bible, and now he could read it for himself. And as he was reading all the lovely stories in the Bible and about Jesus and about how Jesus died on the cross for him, Tom was thinking, I don't want to keep all this to myself, but I can't walk. And I'm way up here, way up so many floors high, I can't do anything. I can't tell people about Jesus. But then he had an idea, and beside his bed there was some paper and a pencil. And Tom began to get the paper and the pencil, and he wrote out different Bible verses. And then he would fold them, and he would pray, and then he would drop them out the window that they would fall to the ground. And he hoped and he prayed that as people read these verses, that they would realize their need of Jesus and his salvation, that they needed to become a Christian. And Tom was so pleased that even though he was upstairs, all these floors up, dropping the little bits of paper, he really hoped that the people would read them and the people would get saved. Now, boys and girls, even though you are young and you might think, I can't really do much for Jesus, I can't tell many people about Jesus, but that was such a simple thing that Tom did. And you know, in your own simple childlike way, you can tell others about Jesus as well. And he kept doing this for some weeks. Then one evening he heard strange footsteps, and whenever he heard these strange footsteps, a tall, well-dressed man entered his bedroom and sat beside his bed. You're the boy who drops the paper from the window? Yes, said Tom. Have you heard someone getting one? Oh yeah, plenty of people have got them, plenty. Would you believe it? I picked one up last night and God blessed it to my soul. I can believe in God's word doing anything, sir, said Tom humbly. And I am come to your house, said the man, to thank you personally. Not me, sir. I only do the writing. God does the rest. And the man said, you know, and you're happy in this work for Christ? Couldn't be happier, said Tom. I don't think nothing of the pain in my back whenever I'm doing that. I suppose you get lots of chances, sir. Yeah, but I have neglected them. I haven't really done them, son. But God is going to help me to begin afresh at home. And I am going to be doing business. And I will keep doing the work until God comes to get me, or Jesus comes to get me. And you know, Tom was talking about being ready to go to heaven. And I wonder, are you ready to go to heaven if you died? And you can by asking Jesus to forgive your sin. And yes, you can tell people simply about Jesus. Why you can? Because they'll listen to you. They'll not listen to me, but they'll listen to you as their friend. Okay, boys and girls, talk to you soon. Bye.